Casey Gueren knows this all too well. She is a writer and health editor who I have had the pleasure of writing for, and she's not afraid to admit that she is often very anxious about her health. So she gets it, really. Not just the worries that many of us, doctors included, have when we search for health information online, but also the importance of learning how to access that information, because, in many cases, she put it there. What makes this book unique is Casey's insight into the creation of online health information. She spent years writing the types of headlines that will catch your eye and the content you might find yourself reading in the middle of the night. She has also covered the wellness industry and health fads as both a journalist and a curious consumer. She's been there. She's not going to tell you to stay off the internet, but she will help you navigate it in a way that's less stressful and more helpful. With the right tools, the internet is an amazing medical library that can help people learn more about their health and how to advocate for the best care. With the wrong set of directions, the internet is a fast track to misinformation, misdiagnosis, and even medical conspiracy theories. It can stoke our fear and lead to overtesting or splurging on unnecessary and potentially harmful supplements. In this book, Casey becomes that virtual best friend you text in the middle of the night with a random health question, but one who understands the concerns that send you online and how to separate the medical from the mystical when you are staring at your screen. Casey gives her readers and listeners an essential toolkit for navigating medical information online in the age of clickbait stories and shady wellness schemes. This is an accessible, funny, relevant, and at times poignant guide to online health literacy from someone who has been behind the scenes creating content and is ready to share her backstage pass with you. Jen Gunter, MD, at Dr. Jen Gunter.
Introduction. No, it's not just you. You know what's even more frustrating than Googling your symptoms on a Friday night, convinced that you're dying? Googling your symptoms on a Friday night and landing on an article that you wrote on the topic. And, despite the nice, reassuring tone, still not believing that you're not dying. Yeah, I've done that. A few years ago, I was about to head out to a party when my gynecologist called. Now, as a health editor, I'd written enough articles about vaginas to know that your gynecologist usually doesn't call at 5 p.m. on a Friday night with news that everything is cool. I could hear my heartbeat in my ears as she explained that she had found atypical cells in my latest pap smear. It could be nothing, she said, but we'll want you to come back in for a biopsy soon. I ripped off my jacket, suddenly feeling hot and sick. Then came the classic tunnel vision, chest pain, and numbness that anyone who has experienced a panic attack might be familiar with. At that moment, it didn't matter that I was an award-winning health journalist. It didn't matter that I had written several different articles about pap smears and everything that can cause a wonky result. My mind ignored all of the rational, reasonable information I had heard and written over the years, and immediately bounced between possibilities like sexually transmitted infections, infertility, cancer, and death. I started searching around online, even though I knew better, and within minutes I was on an article that I had written a few years prior. Don't panic, I wrote in 2015. Psh, what does she know? I thought. I continued down this internet rabbit hole for about 10 minutes, searching for something that didn't exist. An authority that would tell me with certainty that everything was going to be okay. Instead, my eyes darted to every worst-case scenario on every page, latching on to any sentence that started with, "in rare cases." Eventually, I closed the laptop and the panic slowly subsided, receding enough for me to leave the apartment. But that anxiety stayed with me for weeks, until the biopsy came back normal. This was not